While I'm working on like another video, I thought I made this like really lazy one right here. I saw Brown Electrons do one of these tier lists and I thought I'd do one myself just cause why not. So big ups to him for the idea. I got a few more memes on my one because he was using some pre-made one by someone else. I made this one myself. So yeah, let's just get to it. All of these are funny, just to be clear. Like I think most of these are like pretty funny. Obviously, I'm ranking them based off how funny I think they are. But let's just say that S is like the top of the top, and D is like this is still kind of funny at times, depending on the context. But you know, it's not like always funny. All right, so just get into these like one by one. Rasta Bimi is one that I haven't really seen be used much like recently, but I think it is like really funny. Like I think it's a really underrated meme. I remember when the book first came out and people were spamming it quite a lot because I mean, what the fuck is this? Like this picture just really should not have been on the cover. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is, and it is really funny. I think so. I'm gonna put that actually like in a B tier. I think it is really funny, but there are better memes, and it is quite underutilized. I don't think a lot of people don't really use these. Okay, now here's Bootsy Likes Baseball. Like Bootsy Likes Baseball, like Bootsy, everyone loves Bootsy obviously, but the meme itself isn't like awfully funny, I would say. Like it's cool to reference it and everything. It's not like autistic enough to the point where just saying it can like make me laugh. So I think I have to put this one in D tier. No hate to Bootsy, but the meme is very situational. Sliced Alone, Rocky Climbing Mountain. I don't know if it's like good enough for A. For now, I'll just stick it into B, like above Rasta James. 540 is like a really fucking funny meme. And there was a time where a lot of people were kind of getting sick of it around like the second Assholes Monster Madness. I think a lot of people were getting kind of done. But it is pretty funny to me still, and I still reference it like all the time in my videos, even if it's just like getting old. It's not funny enough for S tier, but it's pretty funny, so I'll put it in A. Electrons Move Through Reality, to me it has to be like an S tier meme because it's not used as oftenly as 540, but the thing is, right? Like Ryan was just, I don't know what he was fucking smoking when he was so biased towards like his fucking original hardware and all that. It's just, he just made himself look like a bit of an idiot. It is really funny to me, and just Mike later on saying that he didn't even know what the fuck Ryan was on about is just really funny as well. So the Ma, like Ma Kids, Ma Dragon, just the Ma, like, you know, saying that kind of stuff. It is pretty funny. I'll put it into C tier because seeing it is pretty funny, but it's just like the meme isn't like there isn't much like of a lore behind it, and it's just saying Ma, but it is kind of funny. So I'll put it into C tier. Mike Loves Coke. Mike Loves Coke doesn't really get referenced that often, but it is a pretty funny one. Like I'm not gonna explain the joke because no one here is like that fucking dumb, but I'll put it into like C tier. Below Ma. Like Ma gets used a lot more often and it never really gets old for me. Mike Loves Coke, it is pretty funny, but I don't really see much of it. I don't use it in my videos often either. Boring Grocery Store Bullshit is definitely gonna go up like higher than Mike Loves Coke. Another Mike Matei meme. This time it's like he does not want to like get boring grocery store bullshit when he can just like get McDonald's. It's really fucking dumb, but I assume he must have been joking when he was saying it, but it's like taking it out of context. It is really funny. I don't know what the context was, but like assuming that he wasn't joking makes it really funny. It's gotta go like pretty high. I'll put it in like above Ma. But, yeah, I'll put it, like, top of C tier for now. Now, Kieran Garbage Stabbing. Caveman memes are pretty funny. His live stream when he quit Screenwave was quite funny. I mean, you gotta feel a little bit bad for him if he's, like, getting, like, harassed by people making, like, accounts of his, like, dead family members. But that doesn't really change the fact that the stab the garbage out of you is quite funny. To me, it is, like, understandable why he would get so angry, but maybe he shouldn't have been so public with it. But, yeah, Garbage Stabbing is really funny, and the fucking caveman shit is really funny. I'll put it in bottom of B tier for now. Hey, I'm Justin is a really good one. Monster Madness of the Assholish variety, like the original one. I do remember that there was Hey, I'm Justin in the intro. It's one of the only Justin memes that we really have. I mean, there's obviously like Justy 2 Chairs and Krusty Justy and the Gengar shit. But Hey, I'm Justin is the best one in my opinion. I'll put it below Rocky Climbed a Mountain, but above Rasta James and Garbage Stabbing. I put this as separate from 540. This is when Bootsy went onto the subreddit and posted 540 Time, some old commercial. Alone, it never gets referenced. I wouldn't say it was forgotten, but kind of just happened and people moved on. And we already knew that Bootsy was definitely aware, just like Sai, he was definitely aware of the subreddit. It's a legendary moment. I gotta put it in S tier just for that. It might be end up being bottom of S tier, but it is S tier for me. Minecraft with Gadget, pretty funny. It is really funny. It's like genuinely like one of the best things Mike Matei has ever done, I think. I mean, obviously the video itself is like quite shit, but just that he thought this was a good idea and that he got so angry over people making fun of it afterwards definitely bumps it up. I think for me it's like goes into S tier above Electrons, just because it's such a legend. Like, it's genuinely just a legendary moment. Cooper humping tables, this might get some people mad, but I'll put it like below Rasta James but above Garbage Stabbing. Now here's Ghosts and Goblins. This is a moment from the book where James, this is a pretty underrated meme in my opinion. It should get referenced more. And this is a typo in the book, which has been fixed by now as far as I am aware. I do own the book, like physically. I've read it, most of it. I've read like 2/3 of it, and I do not remember the typo here being in the book, and the typo being, was I'm a skeleton? Like, James is playing Ghosts and Goblins, he dies, and he writes like, something, I was playing Ghosts and Goblins, something, and I couldn't get through it, and was I'm a skeleton. It is really funny, like, obviously just saying that he was dying in the game, because he was like 6 years old and he was shit. But it is really funny to me, genuinely. I'll put it above Cooper humping tables. It's a very underrated meme in my opinion. The Bimmy meme is S tier. It is an S tier meme. The lore that is sometimes referenced is that James died or he was kidnapped or whatever and Bimmy replaced him. Bimmy makes like the more lazy, shittier videos. And it is really funny. So I'll put it in S tier. I think top of S tier just because it's so iconic. Emmo and Grouchland is a really funny review made by Mike Matei. Obviously Mike made quite a lot of videos in that time span where James was working on the movie and he couldn't really do anything. Well, he probably could have, but he had no time. The two that people talk about the most are the Elmo and Grouchland review and Minecraft with Gadget. Elmo and Grouchland obviously did not catch on as much as the Gadget one, but to me this is funnier. It just shows how psychopathic Mike really is. He's a fucking, like, I doubt his humor has changed since this video, because his, maybe a tiny bit, but he's still quite insane. It's so brain dead. Mike Matei genuinely is a psycho. And just that alone makes this so fucking funny to me, that he ever thought that writing this would be a good idea and that anyone would find this funny unironically. The AVGN movie in general. We already had Cooper humping tables. Besides Cooper humping tables, there aren't really that many memes. I've seen screenshots of there being some duck stomping later on in the film. I've only seen 40 minutes of it with my girlfriend, and it was just that bad we had to quit it. I know about the CGI cuckface, and the CGI cuckface is genuinely really funny. It's gotta go into D tier though. It's just really fucking bad. Like, this movie is just genuinely terrible. So it's gonna go bottom of D tier. 5 of them is you know, James Rolfe talks about how his a kid brought in 5 4-leafed clovers, and he talks about it on rental reviews. I don't know why he brought this up at all, but I guess he was just really proud of his kid, and I mean, fair enough to him, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. But the entire situation was a little bit silly. And I love seeing people reference this one. It's a pretty good one. I'll put it into B, but like below Sly. Actually no, I'll put it into, fuck, this is a hard one. I'll put it into B below all these here. Is X a Christmas movie? This originates from a video that James made. Here's the thumbnail. Is The Shining a Christmas movie? This came out a few years back, and on the subreddit people were really spamming is like X movie a Christmas movie, and it got old pretty quick. It was funny for like a day or two. I think situationally it can be pretty funny just because of how much people were using it. There were a few days where every single post on the subreddit was is X a Christmas movie, and it got a little bit old. I'll have to put it into the D tier above the AVGN movie, because I think if people use it right, then it can be quite funny. Frankenstein is the name of the doctor, not the monster. This one is gonna go into the bottom of C tier for me. It is a really funny meme. Just that James thinks that genuinely this is some kind of obscure trivia. He does bring it up quite often here and there. It is quite funny. Along with Is It a Christmas Movie, this was actually quite popular. I could see why it was popular, but it was quite popular Along with Is It a Christmas Movie, we had like 2 flares on the subreddit for both of them. I think Frankenstein one was funnier than Is It a Christmas Movie. The duck stomp, the duck feet, the cuck feet, I think some people have called them. I've never heard, to be honest, I just made that up, but it is really funny. I don't know, it definitely is some kind of deformity, isn't it? I don't want to sound like too much of an asshole because, like, you know, I don't want to make fun of him for something that he cannot control in this sense, but it genuinely does look really ridiculous in a few, like, isolated screenshots. And duck stomping is pretty funny. I'll put it below Cooper humping tables, but above garbage stabbing. The Wawa meme is pretty obscure. I remember there was this one time must have been James and Mike Mondays. James and Mike are talking about how they used to go to this Wawa and they would get this kind of soup. I don't remember exactly what it was. It is pretty funny when people reference it just because of how little it is referenced. I'll put it into the D tier though. Above Is It a Christmas Movie, below Bootsy. Now this fucking picture, I don't know who made this picture, but whoever you are, thank you. This is genuinely really funny. Now the picture alone, obviously the shop is pretty good. I don't know if it happens now, but it happened a few times. Where this fucking picture was front page when you looked up James Rolfe. And it was genuinely really funny. It's so good. I'm gonna put it into the A tier. I think it's funnier than 540 because it's like a fucking like once in a blue moon type thing. I mean, it's not like it's that rare, but whenever it happens, it's just legendary and it is really funny. And now here is There Goes the Onion. I love seeing people go reference it. I'm putting a lot of these into the B tier because this is kind of like the B tier is kind of like these are the memes that I like seeing them. I love seeing all of these. I enjoy seeing these, but they're not like S and A are kind of reserved for the all-time goats. And Where Goes the Onion is pretty classic and it is really funny. It is one of the funnier memes from the BTS video. I'll put this pretty high. I think this goes like into the B tier. Above, yeah, I think here is a fair enough spot to put it in. Hiya is really funny. It's a classic. It's definitely one of the more classic memes. I've used it in my videos often. And a lot of people use it in general. I'll put it into A tier below 540, but it is really funny. Hack the Movies is Tony's show. Now who is Tony? No one knows. But Smack the Boobies, whatever people call this. I'll put it like into the D tier though, because Tony is so irrelevant and seeing it does like amuse me a tiny bit, but it's like the guy is just like, who the fuck you, like the joke of like who is he is quite true, like genuinely who the fuck is he. I'll put it here because the Wawa, I like the Wawa meme a little bit more. Now the book, it does go into the A tier or S tier. I'm gonna have to think about it now. There's a lot of good moments in the book. 9/11 is a good one. Game Over Continue is a pretty good one as well. Woman's Code in Walmart is quite good, or Shitmart, whatever. In general though, I thought the book was quite disappointing in general. The typos were like, just the like incompetence of his writing and his editors was really like the funniest part of it, I think. When it was coming out, there were so many mistakes in the book. The digital release of it had like formatting issues and a lot of different shit was just wrong. I'll put it bottom of A tier. No Time meme definitely goes into the S tier. I mean, it's like, it's just fucking classic. Like, James Rolfe versus Time, 3-season long series, classic series. I mean, it's not just the series, just in general, the No Time meme is like, it is really funny. It's James's go-to excuse for anything. No Time. BTS goes into S tier 100%. I'll put it top of S tier. I mean, the video is just like, it's so good. Upside down lighting cameras, whatever the fuck, tripods it was, yeah. The assholeish variety obviously comes from this. Do You Want Me to Suffer? There Goes the Onion. Drilling holes into desks isn't from this, I think. But it's a classic video. It's pretty much what kind of kickstarted like a lot of questions directed at James's competence in terms of filmmaking and editing and just in general like doing his job. The Dragon in My Dreams is a really funny meme. I'll put it in A tier because it is like genuinely really funny. But like above Haya, but below these two. A lot of good stuff from Dragon in My Dreams. I reference it very often, a lot of people reference it often. It's a very funny video. I don't want to say it's like embarrassing, you know, for to like go back, and I don't really understand the point of the video. If you want to watch a better version of this video, then just go ahead and watch mine. Like, to be honest, just go ahead and watch that one. I don't really know what he was thinking with this video, but it's quite funny. Obviously we got the duck stomp from that, the original duck stomp, and it's a really good rendition of the duck stomp. Mike's 10-incher is gonna have to go into the S tier. I'll put it bottom of S tier because it is really fucking funny. From what I've seen, this is not even a picture of his cock. This is has been taken from some kind of gay porn site. But I could be wrong. All I did was like see that for like on like a Reddit post on the sub. So this could be wrong. But also I have like the slightest amount of faith in Mike that he didn't actually post his cock on Twitter. Because it's very embarrassing, and just that he used the Cinemassacre Twitter account is very embarrassing as well. So it doesn't really matter whether or not it was his or not. The whole thing was just a fucking embarrassment for him. Rex Viper is S tier material as well. Everything that has happened with Rex Viper is such a shit show. This is James's band. His band members are, I do not know any of them. I doubt many people do. We haven't seen anything from them for a while. I mean, obviously there have been concerts, but James has pretty much not been uploading at all to the Cinemassacre or Rex Viper channel, which has, by the way, turned off comments, and that was a really good moment. It was pretty funny. Just because people were talking so much shit, like even his most loyal diehard fans. I don't really want to... Like, this is a bit of a side tangent, but Troopers are also fans. We are pretty diehard fans, I would say. More so even than like the casuals. I don't know, casuals a bit like demeaning, but what I mean is like the people who like really don't like the memes. You know, people who like genuinely just like don't make fun of him whatsoever. Like they didn't like this. So I gotta say, this is definitely S tier material, like 100%. I'll put it. I gotta put this like S tier, like right here. The local bandito. It is quite funny. It's really embarrassing for Mike. I don't know if he regrets it now. In my opinion, he should. It's funnier than all of these to me. So I'll put it into like C tier, maybe even above Frankenstein. The Zorro fan meme. Zorro fan is super funny. And James thinking that he actually talked to Spielberg because of a fucking AOL username. Zorro fan and some numbers, whatever. Some of Jurassic Park as well. I think, whatever it was embarrassing for James. Well, I'm pretty sure at the end of it, James is like, well, it could have been literally anyone else, but just that he even insinuated it like at all. Because he's like, I think the literal quote is like, I think I literally talked to Steven Spielberg. And it was like, what are you on about? This is gonna have to go into like high B tier, I think. 500 films, James's filmography, apologize for what being a filmmaker. It's really funny. I'll put it into the A tier below all these, because it's just like, what do you mean? My filmography right now must span like 80 something videos, going by James's logic, so soon enough I'm gonna be able to make Cinemassacre Truth 100, Case 100. Much like James's Cinemassacre 200. I might do that genuinely. It does sound really fucking dumb, but really could be pretty funny. This is the tier list. I'm not gonna go over it like again now to see if I'm gonna like change my mind on anything, because I don't give enough of a shit. Pretty fun to record. If people like this kind of shit, I might do another one maybe for something else, or I might just go back to using the fucking Bimmy AI voice, because I know a lot of you like that. But yeah, I just thought I'd be lazy for once and also do something different.